asked me to marry him February 2021. I'm in love with this person. Like, why not marry this person? All we do is speak. He knows me inside out. Like, we've never been intimate. We've never seen each other in real life at this point. Like, we've built something special. Around June 2020, I was with my friends. We were watching a documentary called 60 Days In on Netflix, and I had gone on to Write a Prisoner just to be a bit nosy, really, because they were talking about it on this TV show, and I decided to write to somebody, and I found Kurt's profile, and his crime wasn't like too scary, if that makes sense. Like, nobody had been. So I was like, okay, I'll write to this guy. And I just wrote to him and said, hi, I'm Emma, I'm from England. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. Like, I've been watching this show. And that was that. I sent the message, and then I received one back, and it was like, that was the most random message that I've ever received ever. I cannot believe you're from the UK. In fact, I don't actually believe that you're real. If you could you send me a picture with today's date and a newspaper and write my name on like your skin? So I did, and that was the end of that. We were just backwards and forwards writing, and then within days we were on the phone. Within another couple of days I was speaking to his mum on the phone. So everything kind of moved really, really quickly. And then by October 2020, October the 15th, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. He asked me to marry him February 2021, and it was at that point that I said yes, and I was like, actually, like, I'm in love with this person. Like, why not marry this person? All we do is speak. He knows me inside out. Like, we've never been intimate. We've never seen each other in real life at this point. Like, we've built something special. Like, this is something completely different from anything conventional, like, you know, your conventional dating. We know each other really well. Like, we spend hours on the phone to each other. And I think, yeah, it was when he asked me to marry him, I was like, okay, yeah, we both feel the same way. And I flew all the way to America. I stayed there for 2 weeks just to see him for 4 hours. I remember sitting in like the waiting room to go in thinking, like, what am I doing? How did I get here? This is like something that you see on the movies. Like, it really is like the movies. When I actually walked in the room, I mean, he's 6'3" and I'm not that big, so he just kind of towered over me and just hugged me really, 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 really tight. And I remember saying to him, I can't breathe. And then he just kind of let me go. And then we sat down, and then, yeah, we were speaking, and we only got 2 hours with each other on that day. And it was like we'd known each other forever. It was really strange. Like, I felt really comfortable. I felt really at ease. And yeah, we just had a really good 2 hours. I hate to say, but it was almost immediate that we were not getting on. For the first kind of, I would say, 3 weeks, it was more normal. He was kind of okay. We were getting on. I don't know if I should bring it up on it, but this element of our relationship wasn't there. I was attracted to him while he was in prison, and I was attracted to him the whole time. But when he came out, I'm not sure what it was. I just wasn't sexually attracted to him. So that had a big detrimental effect on our relationship, because we weren't bonding in that way. But yeah, it was okay at the beginning. Then we took a dive very quickly, and it was almost like a switch had gone off from being almost relatively normalish and living a normal life, working, coming home, that kind of thing, to chaos. I was thinking, okay, if that element of our relationship is not good, naturally, you've been in prison for, 7 years, you're going to go and want to explore that elsewhere. That was my first thought. He's going to cheat. He's going to go and want to seek that element of the relationship elsewhere, because it's just not here. And we just, like I said, could not get it together. We could not get that. So yeah, that was the first, like, hey, we're really not getting on, and this can't last. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was in this foreign country with this man that I've met. He's just come out of prison. I was far away from anybody that, my friends and my family. I didn't really know what to say. I didn't want to take to the internet because, again, there's that factor of, I told you so. I guess I just kept it to myself. I didn't really voice it to any of my friends, and I just guess I just hoped that it would come at some point and that it would work itself out. I really didn't know what I was doing at all. I was completely, I don't know, under my head with everything. I was by myself. I'm in America. I don't know anything. My relationship isn't working how I thought it would. I'm embarrassed by that. I don't really want to admit that to anybody. So yeah, I just stayed and rolled with the punches. So yeah. For the first, like I spoke about, for the first kind of 2-3, I would push it to say 4 weeks, he was relatively okay and coping okay, I would say. He went to work at a factory, a car factory. It was only when his wages were messed up, something wrong there, that he went back to the streets immediately, straight back to what he knew. He got very close with one of his cousins that was also on the street, which was also an addict of a, so not really somebody that you want to be hanging around with when you're just out of prison. And yeah, he just went straight back to the hood, straight back to whatever he could get his hands on. He was, you know, taking it. He had a huge abuse that I was not aware of how bad it was, and that really was the beginning of the end. He was hanging around with people that he used to hang around with, if not worse. He was, yeah, on drugs. And he turned into a monster. Trashed my apartment when he was in a mood. He would be physical with me when he was in moods. He was just a monster, actually. And even his mum said, I'm scared for you. I'm afraid for you to live with this man, how he is. And I just kind of said, like, how did nobody warn me about these issues? I found that because I was European, I was not accepted the way that I would have liked to have been accepted, and I'm also a white female. So where Kurt is from, interracial relationships aren't normal at all. His friends, a lot of his friends used to say, that white girl is going to put you back in prison. Be careful of that white girl. And it was always my skin colour. It's just a crazy place, really. Towards the end of our relationship, there was an evening, well, it was early hours of the morning, really, that this particular female contacted Curtis and asked him to pick her up from wherever she was. And I mean, we're talking 3 o'clock in the morning, and he said, no, I'm not going. My wife has said that she doesn't feel comfortable with us hanging out unless it's with her. I'm not coming. The morning after, he wasn't there. Wasn't in my house. Didn't know where he was. Couldn't contact him, wouldn't pick up the phone. Completely gone wild. What had actually happened, and I say this with the utmost respect because somebody lost their life in the story that I tell, but it's a factor of my story. The female in question had actually contacted Kurt, like I said, picked me up from wherever, I'm in trouble. He didn't go. She unfortunately that night lost her life. She had a boyfriend that her, and she passed away, sadly, and he just could not look at me. He could not forgive me for that. He said it was my fault. Still to this day, he blames me for her death. I still have a hard time with that sometimes and think, had I not have said, maybe she would still be with her family and be on this planet, but that was not my fault. But yeah, it happened, and he just couldn't look at me. He blamed me and he couldn't be around me. And that was really the last time that I was properly around him and that we were in the same house. He left my house and we separated maybe 2 weeks later. After him being AWOL for all this time, I contact him. He tells me to, you know, go to his mum's house and we can meet and talk. The talk didn't go very well. He told me basically that this was his life. He was back in the streets, and if I couldn't deal with that, then I needed to just go. He then stormed out of his mum's house and brought the girl that he was cheating on me with in front of me. He went and picked her up and they pulled up outside Kurt's mum's house. I met the girl, spoke to her briefly and said, you know, this is my husband. I don't know who you are. You're welcome to him, have him. We're now separated. Bye, basically. And that was the last time that I saw my husband until October. He then, and I mean, this was in June, and he turned up at my apartment in the October to tell me face to face that his girlfriend was pregnant, that he wanted to also get me pregnant, and that he wanted me back and that he had got himself in a situation where he couldn't get out of and he needed my help. And I scolded him really bad, you know, go away, I don't want you, I don't want to be with you, I don't ever want to get back with you, I think you're insane, like just leave me alone. And then a month later I get the news he is back in prison. He went straight back to an environment that put him in prison in the first time. Did I give up too soon? Did I do enough? What didn't I do right? Could I have done anything differently? Had I not have told him not to speak to that girl, would things be different? It's a lot for anybody. And just my fantasy and my life, how I thought it would go, is not like that. I'm back in England, I'm by myself, I'm single, like I don't even, the thought of speaking to a man, literally, I want to fall over. I just can't think of anything worse. All my things and everything were left in America. When I came back to England, I started over completely. So the only thing that I really brought back from America with me is a few clothes and my dogs. But yeah, here we are, and he's still awaiting trial in America. So I don't know what goes on with that, but I do have to wait for the outcome to get divorced. So I can't get divorced at the minute. I need to wait for him to be sentenced, and that just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. So I'm just in a limbo. But I know when that divorce comes, that will be my next hurdle. And I think once I've emotionally got over that, I'll be able to heal. But at the minute, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just taking it day by day. I get females that have been in domestic abusive situations that say, wow, like for you to leave, like you're really brave and we really look up to you, and those kind of things, I guess, is what keeps me going and keeps me on the internet. I've made a real tight-knit community that follow me and support me through anything, which is really beautiful actually. And I always get emotional when I do live streams because I thank them so much, because they don't know how much they did for me. And when I finally came to the internet and said, we're not together anymore, it didn't work, and I was like almost bracing myself for everybody to go, I told you so, and actually everybody went, doesn't matter, we love you, doesn't matter if you're with him or not. And I just went, like, okay, they're gonna stick around anyway. So that was a really beautiful thing actually to come out of my relationship, is the community that I built online that still support me. I miss Curtis a lot, I think. I don't know. I never really had any closure. He went to prison, we fell out. I wish that we were civil. I wish that we could be friends. We shared a lot. We were together for a long time. I never wished for him to go back to prison. I wish things were different for me and him. Although I haven't been back a year yet, and I've done a lot since I've been back, I still feel like I still feel in this bubble. Like I don't really know how I feel about what's happened. I feel deeply, obviously, as you can see, sad that things didn't work out, but I still don't think that I'm over it. And this is the first time that I've admitted that anywhere. But yeah, I'm not over it. I wish that we could still talk. I wish that we could talk about what happened and maybe it would help me. But that's not available at the minute. I don't know. I just wish things were different. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm going to admit this, but I was almost ready to do another sentence with him. And then he messaged me back and blamed me for it all. And there was a massive hatred towards me. He told me to die. That he, you know, it's all my fault. And the only communication that we've had since then is I messaged him on his birthday, stupid, to say happy birthday. I didn't receive a reply. And he tried to call me through somebody else the other day, and I didn't answer the phone call, basically. Then that tells you everything that you need to know. But choose yourself, I think, would be be careful and choose you. Put yourself first.